I'm Ryan with ExtremeTerrain.com, and this is my review of the K&N cold air intake available for all 2007 to 2016 JKs. When taking a look at these cold air intakes, you have a couple of different ones to choose from. One is the 57 series, which is a CARB-exempt 50-state legal intake. The 63, which is not legal in California, but should give you a few more horsepower. And the 77, which is the aluminum version of the intake. A cold air intake on a Jeep is for somebody who wants a little bit more sound out of their engine, who wants a little bit better throttle response, and possibly some increased miles per gallon. A cold air intake is not going to provide a ton of horsepower gains on a Jeep just because the factory intake isn't that much of a bottleneck. However, a lot of people do feel a little bit of a power increase after installing something like this. It is important to note that when you install a cold air intake on your Jeep, you do get rid of the factory air box, which can be a little bit detrimental if you're somebody who takes your Jeep off-road in wet conditions a lot. But if you do decide to go with a cold air intake on your Jeep, the K&N ones are a good way to go because they're moderately priced and they all include K&N's famous reusable and washable filter. Depending on which series you choose, you're either going to get a polyethylene or an aluminum air intake tube that's molded specifically to fit in your Jeep and designed to work with your factory vent and air sensor. You'll get a heat shield and all the brackets and hardware necessary to get everything installed, including a washable and reusable K&N air filter. Now, because this setup is designed specifically to bolt into your Jeep, it will be bolt-in. You won't have to cut or drill anything, which makes the installation really easy. However, because of that, it's very important to make sure you get the one that's designed for your specific year because Jeep did change engines. Because this is designed to be completely bolt-in, the install becomes very easy. The first step in the process is to remove your factory intake tube and air box, then install the heat shield and all the brackets that come with this kit. From there, you'll install your air filter and finally your air tube. The whole installation should take about an hour and you won't need any specialty tools, just some hand tools. Now, there are a bunch of companies out there making cold air intake setups very similar to this, and some of them are less expensive than this one. This does come with the washable and reusable filter, which may be worth a couple more dollars to you. It really just comes down to your budget. If you want to get one of these setups that's similar, that cost a few dollars less, I think that it'll have the same effect on your Jeep as this one will. So if you're looking for some extra throttle response, a little more sound from under the hood of your Jeep, or a few extra MPGs, a cold air intake might be a way to go, especially if you're somebody who takes your Jeep off-road only where it's dry or stays out of the puddles. If you're looking for a cold air intake and you want one that has a reusable filter, the K&N is a really nice option. So that's my review of the K&N cold air intake, available for all 2007 to 2016 JKs that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.